And in between, I'm going to ask Ryan some questions. So we're going to get to know Ryan, his tolerance to spicy foods, and a little bit about him. Tell me, Ryan, where are you born? Where are you raised?
Actually, Colleen now works at the hospital, so I was Bayshore.
Okay.
I grew up in Islip.
Okay. Challenge, as initiated by Coach Ryan here. Not only was this his idea, but he's also going to be the sacrificial lamb. So for those of you who aren't familiar with this format, we have 9 hot sauces laid out here. Each one with a progressively, they progressively get hotter. Was that a Scoville?
That was a Scoville.
What are those glasses?
Safety first.
And so what high school is that?
That is East Islip.
East Islip High School.
One more size.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
The big lefty. Awesome, man. And what sport do you play? Any organized sports in that high school?
I started bodybuilding on my own. That was kind of like junior high time.
Okay.
By 9th grade, I was playing rugby.
Rugby. So they have a rugby team there.
They didn't at the time.
Okay.
Started off as a construction worker, saw guys on the field, asked them if they wanted to learn how to play rugby. Let's kill them out with the ball, it would be fun. And we did well in 9th and 10th grade, and then by 11th grade, the school had taken it on as a school sport.
That's really cool. Yeah, not too many people get to start at ground zero for a sport and get it into a school.
Right away.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kicked up a notch. With the next round of hot sauce, again, this is hotter than the last one, and this one has a picture of Kim Jong-un on it. So this one's straight out of North Korea. No, just kidding. This is Shaquanda's Banshee Ranch. I'm not making that up. And when did this process start? How many years did it take you?
That probably started like 8 years old. So
Oh, wow.
I probably started trying to get bigger and stronger at like 10, 11.
Okay.
I remember getting a bench press for like Christmas when I was like 12.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Look at it, like with the plastic weights, like one of those, or like
Sand.
get some iron. Yeah, the sand in the middle.
Yep.
That's awesome, man. Cool.
So it was bench, curl, come back at night, bench, curl, come back next day, bench.
Your sports background. So why don't you take me through that? Like, what's the first sport you remember playing as a little tyke out in Islip?
My parents babysat a bunch of my cousins. So like every summer there would be a house full of like 8, 9 kids. We'd have like another 5, 6 neighborhood kids, and we pretty much, it was Nintendo to sports, back to Nintendo, back to sports, all day, every day.
That's awesome.
Could be any hockey, basketball, football, soccer, whatever it was.
Just like the flavor of the day, flavor of the week type of thing. That's really cool. What a family atmosphere to grow up in.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was fun.
Now, what was the age range? Like, were you guys all packed in pretty tight, or was there like, did you have the oldest cousin who was just ragged all you guys?
Nah, there was maybe like a 6, 7 year from the oldest to youngest, and I was in the middle, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good place to be.
Yeah.
And I like that when you get the older cousins. They'll pull you forward a little bit, like they'll challenge you. I had an older cousin, Robbie, who used to just fart on me. It was terrible. He's got me by like more than 10 years.
No, that's rough. My brother was 2 years older, and that's pretty much was my starting motivation to work out.
Okay.
He can ragdoll me.
Mm-hmm.
I got to get it to stop.
You got to win.
How do I get bigger and stronger?
That's awesome.
And that was how it all began.
It's funny. I love that mindset because I feel like that. Like you're saying, hey, like my brother's killing me. How do I kick his ass? Versus hey, he's killing me. It's not fair. I'm just going to shy away from it. And I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm getting too societal here, but I feel like there's just more of a lean towards that. I'll just shy away, or hey, let's even the playing field as opposed to rise to the occasion.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely see that. It's take the problem away instead of making you better at the problem. For
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
No, I think adversity makes you get better, right? As witnessed by your fitness. I think you're still. Are you stronger than him now?
I am, yeah. He used to walk by and I'd be eating the peanut butter jar because I read that's how you get bigger.
Okay.
And what are you doing?
Uh-huh.
And I'd be like, just eating peanut butter. Because you're trying to get big? Like, yeah, that's stupid.
You're changing colors.
That's only number 3.
So, kind of dovetailing off what we were talking about last, and kind of like your brother being motivation for you. After you dominated him at the age of 14, what was kind of the next challenge for you?
It kind of works both ways. Like he started then getting into like UFC fighting.
Okay.
It was the real early days. You guys like rent the DVD from Blockbuster.
Oh yeah.
It was like Tank Abbott and those guys. And now we realize we need to train together to get good at this.
Okay.
So like I would go in my computer, I would watch some jiu-jitsu videos, he would go on his, he would watch some Muay Thai videos, we would meet up, trade information, practice.
Okay. Practice or just kick the crap out of one another?
Well, a little bit of both.
So that's cool. So you definitely have that tight bond with your brother growing up. So first being a target, then being a training partner.
Yeah.
That's really. It's progressively getting a little bit more scary here, huh?
Yeah, I don't like when they're not.
What was that tipping point for you to say like? It's funny because my wife and daughter are individual sport athletes. My wife definitely. This needs control. She's not putting the outcome in anybody else's hand. And my daughter kind of feels the same way. Not that she's really played team sports, but she gravitates to that. I was always a team sport guy. I pitched for a while, and it was like the most individualized of a sport I did, and I would just crumble mentally. Didn't have the mental aspect of putting it on my back. So what do you think it was, or what happened with rugby that you were like, okay, like I like this team atmosphere a little bit more?
I think the less organization and people screaming at you constantly didn't turn me off from it.
Okay.
The coach had his other job, he would get there when he can. The team ran the team for the most part.
Okay.
So it was a little more freedom. And
Okay.
I think I like that. I just tended to be naturally rebellious.
I was gonna say you have a problem with authority.
I guess so. You see no milk on the table here. Maybe because the commercial told me got milk.
And you said no.
No.
I had a 7.5 pound sand weight. I was a big baseball player growing up. I used to sit in my room and just do this with 7.5 pounds. Probably did irreparable damage to my rotator cuff, but I did throw very hard at a young age.
I know a guy. If you want to get it checked
You know a guy?
Yeah.
I mean, so do I. Just your fight club?
Just
the
the Fight Club, yeah.
the was it Iceland Terrace? Iceland Terrace Fight Club?
Yeah, we had a shed in the backyard that I converted to a weight gym.
Okay.
And then after that, we put down some mats. It became like a jiu-jitsu dojo academy as well.
Okay. Interesting you chose that route and not like the WWF route.
We started there.
Yeah?
That was definitely...
I feel like everybody goes through that phase.
I mean, it was early 90s, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, Marvel Comics,
Yeah.
and WWF. Everyone had muscles. And
Yeah. And don't forget the American Gladiators.
American
I
Gladiators.
just watched that documentary. Did you watch that one?
I did not
It's
watch
on
it.
Netflix. It's okay. There's like 1 or 2 episodes in the middle there. Okay. But definitely nostalgic.
Yeah.
With all the names and everything. So and that's what we used to do growing up. I'd babysitter had a kid that was like the same age as me, and he had a younger brother, and we would watch American Gladiators in their basement, and then go up. They had a swing set, and we had a bunch of Nerf guns, and we'd always try and do the one. The guys up there with like the tennis balls,
Yes.
and you had to run around and like shoot bows and arrows and like grenades and stuff. We would try and redo that one in there.
We discovered the Sawzall
Okay.
when we were like 11, 13.
You say a
A
sawzall?
Sawzall, yeah. So we took like our fence apart and we all made our own weapons. So there was like a sword, somebody had an axe, and we would fight with those, in between sports.
Brick had a grenade. No. But also according to this, the last one should have been much worse. So life is like a bottle of hot sauce. You never know what you're gonna get.
It's using the word ghost pepper.
Ghost pepper. All right, do a little color check back here.
They don't say like volcano yet.
I think.
It's like a dull, slow burn.
Okay.
So it didn't hit you hard, but
It's hanging.
it's there, it's hanging.
Okay. So it's still hanging. Your demeanor right
It
now.
hasn't gotten any better.
Okay. All right. So I imagine those first 3 months were interesting. So take me through like some of the physical and mental things that happened in those first 3 months.
This was not like a soft gym, we'll say.
Okay.
This was put some sand on the blood and keep moving type of place.
Okay.
So like by day 2, they had me sparring. I think with Alain Quinta, who's been in the UFC, fought Khabib. Like, not at this point. Like,
Right,
he
but
still had fights.
that's where he ended.
Yeah, but like that's where he was then. So yeah, he got thrown right into
Some
the fire.
heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Do you guys have to have like proof of like tetanus shots or anything in there? Like
For fights, yeah.
oh, for fights.
For
Okay.
going to the gym.
No, just it's whatever. You're just mixing blood.
Yeah.
All right.
So it was a tough day, but like I said, maybe want to come back.
Cool. You just had that mentality of like, give it to me, I'll come back for more.
Yeah.
Love that. Now, mentally, how did you change in that first like 3 months or a year? Do you think there was a change in you, or do you think it just brought out your mentality that you had already?
Yeah. Saying like I was rebellious in the beginning, like I didn't do well with like a football coach yelling at you, things like that. Now it's the complete opposite. It's like, okay, I'm here. Mold me, scream at me.
Interesting.
Do what you got to do.
So what do you think that was?
I think part of it is getting the confidence to enter into a fight. Like you can't go in there with any doubt that you didn't go as hard as you could or you didn't listen. The confidence to walk out there and be able to partake in the fight comes from you knowing that you're ready.
Okay. And you put that in the coach's hands and took it out of yours. Very cool. That was the first sniffle of the event, by the way. So you are getting that histamine type of response going on here.
It has begun.
It has begun. Can't wait to get one of the gym members on here to do this.
Pop, get ready.
Is Papa spicy? No.
He said he wasn't.
No. Let's say Balkans. I was telling you the other day, like being in Croatia, they have like paprika chips, which is like literally like paprika on potato chips. You're dying, right? And they'd be eating it. It was like paprika. I'm like, I'd eat it. It's like less spicy than a barbecue chip. And they're like, this is a big step up in Scovilles.
This is like a running start. Like it started probably as high as this one, and it's just going straight down.
So its volume's turning up.
The volume is constant.
It's not. You'd probably say one of your major loves is combat sports. Is that an appropriate name?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Combat sports. So you joined the gym. Take me through joining that gym. What was the first 3 months of that gym like?
I took a train there, I remember. I walked from the train station to the building. It was probably like 7 p.m. I get there and the windows are completely fogged up. You can't see it.
Yeah.
But you hear just like, just thuds constantly.
So what's going through your mind?
I was thinking about when the next train was. I just remember seeing these guys on TV. And this is it now. This is not in the backyard with my brothers. Got the courage to walk in, and they were very nice and welcoming. I watched the class, and there was a lot of strong, fast, big guys hitting pads.
Okay.
Came back the next day and signed up.
Very cool. I would imagine a lot of people walk into this gym feeling the same way. Like, okay, it's not foggy.
It's always in the back of my mind. It's like, what are they witnessing right now?
Right.
I take a look at the class and see what's going on. I look back at them.
It's funny when you can see it on their face too. They're like, well, I'm not in the right place.
Yeah.
So kind of a funny story. One of our longtime members here, he's getting one of the top athletes in his age group. His first day here, and he's a fit guy walking in here. Don't get me wrong. Strong. He said he's back squatted 315 for a set of like 30 in his life. But his first day in here was for him, and he happened to be in the same class as Daniel Baxt. So for those of you who don't, Fran, 21, 15, 9, 95-pound thruster and pull-ups, and Baxt finishes it in like 2 minutes and 9 seconds. And he's not done with his first set of thrusters, and he was like, what the fuck goes on in here? Am I in the right place? So I would imagine you might have felt something like that too.
Yeah.
Day one?
Like we discussed earlier, that was right away. People would be like, oh, I'll never get to where Dan is. Let's just take this problem out of my life.
Right.
Or it's, oh wow, I want to be able to get to where mine.
Yep.
Let me start at the front of the tongue and then all the way down.
Down the throat?
Yep.
Yeah.
Heart is beating in a different rhythm.
Yeah, this one got your ears to change color too.
Calypso, but a mermaid, no, I don't know. I don't know.
So tell me what you're feeling here.
When I first expected like 9 sauces, this is what I thought of when I thought of 7.
Okay. So you're at where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
All right. Or maybe like in a fight, like because you've had professional fights, correct? Okay. How many?
I had 10 amateur fights.
Okay.
And 4 pro fights. And a ton of grappling to win.
Okay.
A couple Muay Thai fights.
Okay. You win a couple of those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had 1 draw in amateur, the rest were all wins.
All right.
I had 1 loss pro, the rest were all wins.
Oh wow. All right. Very cool. You were successful.
Yeah.
Now you told me once you had the shortest wingspan of anybody ever in the UFC.
The reach ain't really my strength.
No? You got to get in, find a way in?
Yeah, I had to force myself to become good at wrestling.
Okay.
Most guys in MMA who were good at wrestling, they did it all through junior high, high school, college.
Which you didn't have.
Didn't know.
Okay.
They had a All-American out of Hofstra. He came down, and I realized, oh, this is what wrestlers can do.
Got it. Very cool. All right, so I got to ask, what went wrong that one time?
He was a very good wrestler.
Okay.
I maybe took one punch in the 15 minutes of the fight, but he was able to control me.
Got it. All right. Very good. All right, so we're in the last period here. You were brought to you by Angry Goat, Dreams of Calypso. This has pineapple and mango, so I can only imagine this is just refreshing, like a pina colada, if you will. We have Da Bomb Evolution, and I'm dead serious. I feel like I need to wash my hands after touching that thing. We're kicking it up here in the Scoville units. Next one's getting real. But what do we think of this one? Beautiful color. You know, it's a almost like a barbecue-y color here.
Having just seen Oppenheimer, very fitting.
Let's do it. This is a pretty significant jump.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Is it still ramping up?
Yeah, it feels like double.
Feels like double? Double the last one?
Yeah.
Whew. I'd say your skin colors is not spiking. You getting a little shaky?
A little shake there.
A little shake? There's the nose. We got our second sniffle. That was the earliest sniffle. The other ones might have been like a little like, we're looking for water here. Okay, this is when shit gets real, guys. Da Bomb. For those of you hoping to participate in the future.
I read your brain thinks that you're on fire.
Yeah. Are you there? Do you feel like you're on fire?
Ricky Bobby. A little on fire.
So you're running around here in your underwear a bit?
Yeah. I saw Jennifer Lawrence do it on the show.
Yep.
She won the Hunger Games.
So that's a very humble comparison there. How do you think you do on the Hunger Games right now?
I have no idea. I never made it through the movie. I don't know what they actually did.
You gotta kill everybody. I mean, I'm taking you over me. Let's be real. I got some combat experience.
It's just getting worse.
It's getting worse.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
There's like a little gray in front of my vision.
Oh wow, this is a sensory experience for you.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what made you stop? What made you stop with the fighting?
That loss was my last fight.
Okay.
And I did not get the win bonus for the first time. That's kind of how the payout works.
Okay.
You would get like your set bonus and
Yep.
you would get a win bonus.
Okay.
So not getting that was a big problem. Like you made half the money. It wasn't good.
Okay.
And the weight cut for that particular fight, I came out of the hot tub as I was cutting weight. I used to walk around at like all the amateur fights I fought like 170, so like 185 cut me down to 170 wasn't terrible.
Mm-hmm.
The next weight class to go pro was 155. So to get to the 155 was a battle.
That's huge.
I would have been like a perfect 163 with that weight class.
Didn't exist at the time.
So getting out of the hot tub, I just remember blacking out, waking up in the plants of the Borgata. My brother's there helping me. He's like, get up, get up. I hear old ladies screaming. I'm good, let's go to the scale. I got to the scale, I made weight, but just that quick get up.
Yeah.
And between the...
Was that 170 or 155?
This was 155.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. So between the weight cutting, the chance you might not get paid, and taking punches to the head, it's like, all right, there's a better way.
Not a good long-term plan.
Yeah, no, not at all.
I would agree with you.
I met great people, and I wouldn't change anything. It was a lot of fun. But
Yeah.
I didn't see any reason to proceed.
No, it makes. I mean, for multiple health reasons.
Yeah.
Which obviously health is near and dear to you. That doesn't add up.
No.
But it is interesting though to see how many factors go into being successful, whether that's amateur, or mainly professional, that we don't necessarily think about. Like even something as subtle as like the weight classes being different, or even now in high school, you know, they limit how much you can swing. I'm sure people are still trying to game the system, but they limit how much you can do things and how the rules change there and how the finances are different, or you know, your coach, your medical staff, your family support, things like that. That the more I think about that stuff and look at, you know, individual athletes, and you're like, wow, you know, there's some, you know, I won't call it luck, but there's a lot out of your control. All right, we're back for round 8. Get it going. I'm not the ring girl though. Nobody wants to see that. So funny that a lot of people, you know, kind of like our weekend warriors or fitness folks, people that are interested in health, they always look towards athletes as to health and exercise and diet and things like that. It's like what you fail to understand is those guys have a very limited window to perform, and they are not healthy at all. Like having worked specifically with CrossFitters at the games level, it's a mash unit.
Yeah.
Mash unit. So just a quick story to show that it's not healthy at the highest level. I was working with Samantha Briggs at the 2016 games. And I show up, I'd never met her, I'd done programming with her, but I never met her face to face. And I go, she's saying, I'm having this neck issue. And I'm like, the games start in 24 hours. She didn't care, she's tough as nails. But I'm like, look up at the ceiling. She goes, I'm like, oh no. So I do some magic on her, she's good to go there. She was also dealing with shoulder stuff, knee stuff, whatever. But she comes back, I had to do ring handstand push-ups. Well, I mean, push that look, right? But she comes back and she's literally holding her arm like this. And this is at the end of, there was one more day left. And I go, hey, you know, everybody knows my 3 children. I'm like, hey, can you do this? And she goes, like, oh, wow. So miraculously, we did some soft tissue work. I mobilized her, we got her through. I think she ended up coming in 4th at the games this year, but she had to have surgery after, and she's had multiple surgeries. And again, that's just a small little microcosm of, elite sports just not being healthy.
Yeah. Speaking
of not healthy, we got one more to go, and I'm going to do the math on this for you guys after he eats it, but you don't want to miss this one.
It's like you walk out, you touch gloves, then you instantly just jab and kick as hard as you can.
Okay.
And I just had that in my mind. Like there's a million things going through your head when you're walking out. Nerves are going, adrenaline's going, but all I can think about was jab kick. So we touch gloves. I go for it, but he was a lefty. His leg isn't really where it's supposed to be. And I knew all this going in. We squared off in the beginning. I was like, oh, he's southpaw, he's lefty. But once you're in there, I totally forgot. His knee was a little more in a spot to hit my shin than his actual quadriceps. So I caught that knee, I put my leg back on the ground, and I realized right away that something was wrong. The weight wasn't there.
Got it.
And I finish out the round, kind of putting weight on it, kind of not. I go back to my corner, I tell the coach, I think my leg is broken. He's like, that's ridiculous. You just walked over here. I'm like, all right, maybe he's right. I finished the fight. That fight was the draw.
Okay.
And then I get back to the locker room. The doctor comes in. He just touches the fibula. And he's like, your bone's broken. Okay. So went to the hospital. They verified it with the X-ray.
Very good.
Broken fibula that haunts my snatches to this day.
To this day, that ankle mobility has never been the same.
Never.
I know because I've measured. Wow. So it took a broken leg to get a draw out of you, amateur.
Yeah.
That was your only draw?
That was my only draw.
Tough son of a bitch.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. And leave it to coaches versus medical staff. You're fine.
Going back to that, it was not a soft gym. The mentality was different.
Yeah.
Showed in that fight.
Yeah. Well, again, if you had a soft gym, you're not making it through that. Yeah. Right? That's very interesting. Now, again, short term, served you. Yeah. Right? Got a draw. Felt good about it. All right. Here we go. The moment you've all been waiting for. The top level. We'll reveal some things in a moment here, but we have, this is called the Taco Vibes Only, seemingly innocuous, but Ryan has not only his safety glasses on, his headband on, but he's working a bib here. This does look very much like a regular hot sauce, so if you really want to mess with somebody, you can put this one in your fridge, and here we go. So while he's contemplating that, if you get a close-up on his face here, so the last one that he did had 135,000 Scoville units, right? They've been, kind of creeping up 30,000 at a time. This one is 638,000 Scoville units. This has about 5 times more than the last one. Tell me how that feels.
Why did we use Meg? Meg should have did this.
Why Meg?
I don't know.
What do you mean?
It's not me.
What do you mean? All right, so Ryan's turning the appropriate color red. He's going for the ice. Did you go ice last time?
Yeah.
Okay. So second round to ice here.
I think training gives us a good cool down system.
Yeah?
My body's working through it.
So you're saying a less fit person couldn't handle this?
Maybe.
Maybe. And then you just have those outliers, like pull something out. some guy off a plane that's, you know, has a BMI of like 50.
Yeah.
He's like, whatever. So notice Ryan's putting it on his palms, right? He's not putting it in his mouth, he's putting it on his palms. He's trying to control that central nervous system here. All right, so let's get you while you're hallucinating. So you hop out of the fight game. When did CrossFit come into the picture? Was that during the fight game?
That was during.
Yeah?
Maybe.
Did you use it as a training tool?
Towards the, I knew bodybuilding training, so the diet kind of crossed over a little bit. I was able to come for the weight classes, but just lifting certainly didn't. I wanted more of that functional training and get stronger with muscles working together, and so I started doing CrossFit to get prepped for the fights.
Yeah. What year was that?
I think that was like 2012.
2012? Yeah, because I know like CrossFit, early CrossFit, they did catch on with a lot of these MMA fighters. Like that's where the workout Fight Gone Bad.
Yeah, BJ
came
Penn.
from. It's BJ Penn. So he met with Glassman, right? And Glassman helped do some of that stuff.
That's what it was. Yeah.
And then, so for you, those of you who don't know, there's a workout called Fight Gone Bad. Do you know what Fight Gone Bad is?
Yeah.
Can you explain it to me?
There's 5 exercises. Each one is performed for a minute. It's to represent a fight, which is 5 minutes.
Yep.
And then there's a 1-minute rest, which is you go into your corner, and you do that for 3 rounds.
Or if you want to go championship, you do 5.
rounds, yeah.
If you want a steep orthopedic bill, you do 5.
Yeah.
Do you remember the movements?
There's a wall ball, a push press, a box jump.
Sumo deadlift high pull.
Is that one of them?
That
Yeah.
is one of them. And a row, I believe.
Yeah, row counts.
Row counts.
Yep.
So and so it got named that because after BJ Penn completed the workout, it didn't have a name. Greg Glassman goes, "How'd that feel?" He said,
Like a fight gone bad.
"Feels like a fight gone bad." How do you feel right now?
Feel good.
Feel good? Not like a fight gone bad? No?
We don't have a sauce tent because it broke in the mail. They're sending me a new one.
So
I'll double up 9.
ever the champion.
He's a new leader.
You know, you got to do it right. You can't half-ass anything. You can't get to the 1-yard line and fumble. You're doubling down.
All right.
All right. So 2012 you got introduced. When did you stop fighting when?
I have no idea.
Now, are you going to have an idea in 5 minutes from now?
Maybe that was the end of 13.
All right. Cool. And so you've been 10 years. 10 years doing the CrossFit?
Yeah, at
or
least.
its derivatives? Very cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, we're happy as hell to have you here. 10 years of experience, very thoughtful experience in this realm. Clearly a tenacious guy, doing it right all the way to the end there. So I appreciate you bringing this in here. I appreciate you and everything that you are, and it's been fun watching you suffer. I hope we made it entertaining, not just miserable for you.
It's like a form of repentance. I make people suffer every day in here.
So hey,
pay it forward.
yep. You make yourself suffer too. I see you in there.
That's
Sure.
true.
Just to put a bow on it, these are here. We didn't use a lot. So for those of us who've made it all the way to the end here, just slide in Ryan's DMs. He definitely wants you to sign up.
Sign up. It's fun, they said.
It's fun. Maybe we can do it when it's not 95% humidity.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be good too. So, all right, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Maybe this could be you next time.